Bai Qingling sat on his throne, a sinister smile playing on his lips. His piercing red eyes glowed ominously as he observed the scene before him. Pain. "It's so painful," a voice echoed through the chamber. The chains clanged as the captive struggled against his restraints, his pleas growing more desperate. Bai Qingling rose from his throne, his presence exuding an aura of absolute dominance. As he walked towards the portal, a sudden realization hit him. Such an evil smell. Did I transmigrate? He looked around, noticing the familiar surroundings of his game. Isn't this the final boss scene from the game I played previously? I remember that the villain boss was called something like Demon Lord Qingling. Bai Qingling, his eyes widened as he looked at his own reflection in the portal. Unexpectedly, I transmigrated into the biggest villain. Memories of the game flooded back to him, the vicious character who controlled 3 beautiful disciples. He muttered to himself. He recalled the character's backstory. Demon Lord Bai Qingling is the common final villain from all ending routes in the traditional Chinese-style game Immortal Love. He deceived his master and eradicated his ancestors, and even planned to have his own master tossed into an alchemy furnace to be refined into a human elixir. To keep the matter of his master's murder secret, he also used forbidden spells to massacre his sect. He only left behind one little junior martial sister and became a fugitive on the run. Bai Qingling's eyes narrowed as he remembered the climactic battle. At the end of the game, Bai Qingling used his identity as Kang Ming sect's young temple master to fight to the death with the strongest person of the righteous path, Mu Xinlan. He thinks Bai Qingling spent 1,000 years of cultivation and paid a heavy price to barely escape back to the Kang Ming sect. Right now, Bai Qingling has just painstakingly escaped back to his old den, and this is the storyline close to the final ending. He sat back on his throne, deep in thought. Demon Lord Qingling at his peak was at the immortalization stage of cultivation, and now he has fallen into such a pathetic state his reverie was interrupted by a voice. "Lord Master, are you inside?" A beautiful disciple entered the room, her voice filled with concern. "It's time for your medicine." He remembered clearly, at this point the Bai Qingling in the original game was going to die soon. He would be poisoned to death by his most trusted 3rd disciple. Sure enough, she's here. Bai Qingling's eyes narrowed as he spotted Sin Xinger approaching with a determined look on her face. "Kill him," Xinger the green-robed figure commanded, handing her a vial. This is the only choice. Sin Xinger tightened her grip on the vial. Once you kill that person, everything will be over-echoed in her mind as she strode purposefully toward Bai Qingling. She's here. It's just like the original game, Bai Qingling thought, his red eyes glowing with intensity. My 3rd disciple, Sin Xinger, has been instigated to use the opportunity of providing medicine to use the poison pill given by the main male character Xiao Chen. Right now, I am Demon Lord Bai Qingling, and I don't want to die yet. At the very least, I can't let that charming horse main character Xiao Chen enjoy my disciples. Bai Qingling resolved, steeling himself for what was to come. Suddenly, a status window appeared before him. "Congratulations to the host. You've been bound to the legendary Great Love system. You've received a beginner's quest to use Great Love to influence Sin Xinger emotionally. Influence her to let go of her resentment and become completely devoted to the host." What the hell? A Great Love system. Isn't Bai Qingling a demon lord who does all kinds of evil without batting an eye? Bai Qingling thought, bewildered by the sudden turn of events. Even if it's a common cheat for a transmigrator, it shouldn't be so ridiculous. Wait, not necessarily so. In the original game, developing goodwill from Sin Xinger only started after my death. This also means that even though the story progressed to this stage, she still couldn't bear to let me go. Whether Bai Qingling likes her isn't important to Sin Xinger. This brat is the only point of breakthrough for me, Bai Qingling realized. He reached out, intending to make his move. No need to be so cautious. "Come closer," Xinger Bai Qingling called out, his voice unexpectedly gentle. Sin Xinger hesitated, a mix of confusion and resolve on her face. Is this my imagination? Sin Xinger wondered. The man who was always above everyone else, his voice actually had a hint of warmth. Sin Xinger knelt, presenting the vial. "Be brave, Xinger. There's nothing to be afraid of." She reminded herself, recalling Xiao Chen's words. Martial brother Xiao Chen used his life to guarantee that Bai Qingling's vitality is greatly injured. As long as he consumes this void soul eater pill, his body will perish while his soul will disperse, and he will not be reincarnated. It's ready so quickly. Are you sure this pill is properly refined? Bai Qingling questioned. Singer does not dare to be neglectful. Singer and the elder from the blood refining hall refined this pill day and night for 2 months. The quality of this pill should be at least 7th grade or above, Singer replied. 7th grade? Then why is there a 9-colored glow near the entrance of the bottle? Bai Qingling questioned. When were you and the blood refining hall able to refine a 9th grade pill? The effect of supplementary ingredients. Was it intentional or accidental? Bai Qingling's voice was cold, demanding the truth. Don't worry, master. Although I've only added supplementary ingredients, it still has the effects of an original 9th grade pill. Xianeng Zinger pleaded, her eyes wide with fear. If there is any loss in the effect, Zinger is willing to be severely punished. Such eagerness to convince me to consume it. My good disciple really wants her master to die quickly, Bai Qingling thought, a sly smile forming on his lips. Xianeng watched nervously as a purple aura enveloped Bai Qingling. Master, are you going to take it immediately? She asked, her voice trembling. Bai Qingling extended his hand, his gaze intense. Master, Xianeng whispered, feeling a mixture of fear and anticipation. If master is not satisfied, why don't I take the pill back into the furnace to refine it again? Bai Qingling interrupted her. Singer, he said, gripping her chin firmly. Why do you hate me so much? Bai Qingling's eyes bore into hers. Is it that you want to kill your master so eagerly? He continued. Xianeng Zinger was speechless, her mind racing with confusion and fear. Come with me, Bai Qingling commanded, his voice echoing through the hall. Xianeng Zinger hesitated. Master, do you not believe in me? Keep up. No more questions, Bai Qingling replied sternly. Yes, Xianeng Zinger whispered, lowering her head as she followed him. As they descended the stairs, Bai Qingling thought to himself. As expected, she still didn't have the courage or conviction to go against him. Then he can turn things around as long as he uses this to his advantage. They reached the blood storage basement level. Master, these are Xianeng Zinger began, her voice trembling. This is where Bai Qingling inserted the poisonous elixir. It's also the place where the original main character Xiao Chen made his final attack, Bai Qingling explained. He thinks the game made it seem more peaceful, but it's so cruel. These were all people from the Cyclops clan who lived in the Great Shiwan Mountain in Nanjing. Bai Qingling continued. I was once deceived by the clan leader, Tuoba Changyu. I endured such extreme torture that I was better off being dead. Tuoba Changyu wanted to take away my innate demonic powers. Thankfully, my demon blood activated at the last moment, allowing me to escape successfully. He further states after his demonic art was completed, the first thing he did was return to the Great Shiwan Mountain to pay back the hospitality shown by the Cyclops clan. Xianeng Zinger thinks it's not just Master's master who wanted to take his demonic power, but the Cyclops clan also plotted against him. Anyone who has experienced this type of treatment would become ruthless and monolithic towards this world. But Senior Sister already told me this man's true face. If she doesn't kill him this time around, who knows how many lives will perish by his hands, Xianeng Zinger thought to herself. What I truly want you to see is inside, Bai Qingling said, pushing open the heavy doors. They stepped inside and Xianeng Zinger's eyes widened. These are Shadow Demon Pearls. The Shadow Demon Pearls can monitor a person's every move and provide feedback upon the owner's wish. The Shadow Demon Pearls in your room were created by Master. They've been monitoring them ever since they joined the Demon Lord. We are not his disciples, but tools on a leash. The second Senior Sister explained. Just things he can touch as he pleases. Xianeng Zinger is horrified as she hears about her cruel master. Second Senior Sister told her to pretend not to know about the existence of those pearls. But now, why is he showing these things? Xianeng Zinger wondered. Zinger, raise your head and look closely, Bai Qingling ordered. Yes, Master, Xianeng Zinger replied, lifting her head to meet his gaze. He then showed a flashback of Xianeng Zinger with demon pearls. There was a child, encased in a glowing barrier, weeping amidst the chaos. Nearby thugs expressed their irritation at her incessant crying, with one angrily ordering her to shut her mouth. As the thug raises his weapon to strike, a sudden slash in the air stops him. A dark figure emerges, swiftly dispatching the aggressors with deadly precision. The child's eyes widen in shock and awe as she asks, "Who are you? Are you perhaps the god who came to save me?" The figure, revealing himself as Bai Qingling, coldly states his name. The child, desperate and tearful, pleads for him to save her parents. Bai Qingling tells her that gods disregard mortals, but demons don't abandon the living and orders her to come with him. Confused and scared, she asks, where he simply responds, home. Back to the present, Singer tearfully calls out to her master, seeking reassurance. Bai Qingling explains the importance of the shadow demon pearl as a protective measure, not a surveillance tool. He expresses regret over her decision to kill him but reassures her that her safety is his priority. Singer clings tightly to Bai Qingling, tears streaming down her face. She sobs uncontrollably. I really love Master Bai Qingling, with a sly smile, looks down at her, his hand gently resting on her shoulder. I really love Master. Singer continues to cry. The system window announces, congratulations to the host. You've completed the beginner's quest. Bai Qingling stands surprised. The quest is complete. The system continues. You've earned the following reward: 500 points, golden treasure chest X1. Bai Qingling, now deep in thought, acknowledges he can't afford to think too much. In order to survive, he must change the storyline of the Demon Lord's eventual death. He realizes Zinger's loyalty is an indispensable factor for his plans, so he decides to address her. Bai Qingling sternly asks Zinger, my rebellious disciple, I can't understand your behavior. Who is the scoundrel that managed to sweet-talk you into doing this? Singer, kneeling and looking up at him with desperation, responds, yes. Reporting to the master, it was Yan Giwei Temple's direct disciple Xiao Chen. He sowed discord between master and her, using sweet words to bewitch second sister, and created a rift in the relationship between master and his disciple. Zinger pleads, everything that happened today was all because she was deceived by Xiao Chen. She requests to inflict the harshest punishment on her for betraying her master, as long as he doesn't chase her away. Bai Qingling, considering her words, finally says, since that's the case, this venerable one will give you a second chance. Bai Qingling continues, help this venerable one with a favor, and I shall pardon all your sins. Zinger, her face lighting up with hope, quickly responds, yes. Please give me your command. The scene then shifts to the imposing Kangming Sektu Luo Temple. Xiao Chen and Tantai Lingying stand before it, discussing their mission. Lingying, determined, says, as per Singer and my agreement, whether she succeeds or not, she will transmit word over to me as soon as possible. Since there's no news until now, it means that the plan is still being executed. Xiao Chen, concerned, advises this won't do. I have to check it out myself. There is absolutely no room for mistakes. Lingying warns, I urge my lord to not be rash. The outside of the blood storage is filled with terrifying restrictions. Only Zinger is permitted to enter. Xiao Chen, reluctantly agreeing, says, never mind. Let's wait a little longer. His expression changes as he spots Zinger approaching. Junior sister Zinger is back. He states with relief, it's great that nothing happened to you. Your senior brother was so worried. Zinger, approaching Xiao Chen, keeps her true feelings hidden behind a composed facade. Xiao Chen reaches out to her, but she steps back because she now has started believing in her master. Xiao Chen, confused and hurt, asks, Zinger, are you seriously retreating? He continues, I've helped you all so much all these years. Am I not even allowed to briefly hold your hand in such a situation? Tantai Lingying inquires if her junior sister Zinger has succeeded in her mission. Zinger affirms her success. She explains that she has been undercover in the Kangming demon sect for 10 long years, ever since she was 12. Her mission culminated in eliminating the demon lord, who had long underestimated her. She further states the demon's emotional fluctuations were intense, preventing her from transmitting any word to her allies out of fear of exposure. Their conversation shifts to the critical role of a poison pill, personally acquired by one of their masters from the black market. Lingying elaborates that this poison will take 7 days to reach its peak effect, ensuring the death and soul destruction of anyone, no matter how strong. Despite the potential lethality of the plan, there are doubts among the group about the motivations behind using such a dangerous method. As they deliberate, Lingying voices her concerns. She questions why her master, despite committing countless evil acts, has never harmed a Xiao Chen, so why did he suggest such a vicious poison? Then Xiao Chen states he as a senior brother could not bear his sister being abused by the ruthless demon, and he wanted to rescue 2 of them from the sea of fire, pointing towards the tyranny of the demon lord. Zinger then reflects on their master, considering the possibility that he might not be as malevolent as they initially thought. Lingying then states while he committed many nefarious acts, recent evidence suggests he saw them only as materials for his human puppets. Meanwhile, Bai Qingling thinks he now a moment to catch his breath and contemplate his next move. Confident in his deception, he is certain that Xiao Chen and his second disciple will not uncover his true plans. He contemplates his reward, which is a mysterious treasure chest. He acknowledges the chest, which seems identical to one from the original game, and excitedly opens it. Inside, he finds various items, but his attention is captured by two particular cards, one that reverses space and time for cultivation, and another related to demonic cultivation. He is puzzled at first, wondering about the relevance of these items. However, he chose the third card, which ability to revert his cultivation to an earlier, more powerful stage. He reflects on how Zinger should have followed his orders to ensure that the poison plan succeeded. His demeanor is calm yet menacing, as he believes the group's next move is predictable. They will only come to check on his supposed corpse after 7 days. Next, we see the Demon Lord's strategic mind at work. He knows that the restrictions at the blood storage will weaken as he slowly dies, giving him just enough time to make his preparations. The main character, Xiao Chen, and his allies will be the ones to deal the final blow. Within these 7 days, Qingling plans to gather his strength and prepare for the confrontation. Qingling's determination is palpable as he declares his intent to defy fate and change his destiny. He thinks Bai Qingling, a significant character in his past, had replaced his cultivation core and vital organs with other objects. He takes drastic measures. By retrieving these items from a pool of blood, he can reconstruct a perfect body and regain his former strength. Qingling's eyes glow with determination as he holds the artifact, a cultivation core, and prepares to reintegrate it into his body. With a surge of energy, he completes the integration, feeling his injuries heal and his strength returning to its former time. He acknowledges that his strength now matches that of the Prime Demon Lord. Just then, he receives news that Zinger has completed her mission and has something important to offer him. The scene shifts to Zinger, who approaches Qingling. She informs him about Xiao Chen's plans and how the poison's effects will peak in 7 days, even affecting powerful enemies. Qingling is intrigued by her information and the item she presents, the 9 Transformation Soul Reinforcing Pill, a highly valuable and potent object. Zinger explains that she acquired the pill during her undercover mission. Her master acknowledges her success and thinks the pill's immense power is a game changer, providing a significant advantage in the looming conflict. In a poignant moment, Zinger requests a reward from her master for her efforts. Her master, curious about her motives, inquires what reward she seeks. She pleads for forgiveness for taking independent action and expresses her affection by saying she loves to be touched by him. Zinger boldly leans in closer, her face inches from her master's. Bai Qingling was caught off guard by her forwardness. She takes his hand and moves it forward towards her chest. He notices the delicate feeling of her skin, noting how it feels as if his hand would sink in if he pressed a little harder. He thinks more than this will be too much, then he questions her audacity to act on her own. Then he decides that touching her head will be sufficient as a reward for her offering the pill. With a smile, Zinger enjoys this rare display of warmth from her master. She closes her eyes, relishing the moment, but then asks for more. Her master comments on her arrogance, but acknowledges that the place she wants to be rewarded is only her head, showcasing her humility despite her earlier boldness. Suddenly, a system notification pops up, congratulating the host for successfully spreading great love and unlocking the system shop. Transitioning to another setting, we see Xiao Chen greeting his master in the Yingui Temple. He informs his master, Hua Yurong, about Bai Qingling's dire situation, noting that Qingling has lost all his magical powers and is barely clinging to life. Xiao Chen suggests that if Hua Yurong takes this opportunity to eliminate Bai Qingling, her position as the next sect leader will be solidified. However, Yurong is skeptical and wonders what kind of poison could have rendered such a powerful figure helpless. Xiao Chen attempts to explain, but Yurong, with her piercing red eyes, interrupts him. She suspects that the information about Bai Qingling being poisoned might be a trap to lure them in. Xiao Chen, contemplating the situation, decides to take his leave. She instructs Xiao Chen to continue gathering information and to be cautious of any potential deception. As he walks away, we get a glimpse of Yurong's inner thoughts, reflecting on her relationship with her senior brother, Bai Qingling. We then transition to a flashback, where Yurong remembers the battlefield littered with bodies, a stark reminder of her previous encounter with Qingling. She questions whether Qingling spared her life to fuel her desire for revenge, a tactic to ensure she would one day come after him. Back in the present, Yurong, with a cold and calculating demeanor, vows to end Qingling's life personally. Then scene shifts to Zinger expressing her gratitude for the master's reward and indicating that she will take her leave. Qingling then remembers the sensation his hands felt while touching Zinger and questions the system about the point shop being open. With curiosity piqued, he decides to take a look. The interface of the point shop is revealed, showcasing various chests that can be purchased with points. He notes that he only has 1,000 points, not enough for the higher tier chests. He comments on the familiar marketing strategy, a nod to the predatory nature of in-game purchases. Determined, he proceeds with the system's offer to pull a free item. As the items appear, he considers his options: a story recall card, a knife to destroy lust, and a life restart pill. The tension rises as he questions the value of these items, feeling the system might be trying to scam him out of his points. He is already familiar with the plot and wonders if these items are worth the investment. Suddenly, the scene shifts as shadow demon pearls appear, indicating the arrival of a significant character. The atmosphere grows tense as the identity of this new arrival is revealed: Fun Lixu, the most senior disciple of Bai Qingling. Fun Lixu greets the master, and he acknowledges her and reflects on her appearance, noting how it surpasses the game illustrations. Her behavior, cold on the outside but warm on the inside, is exactly to his taste. As he stares at her like an animal that is going to eat his prey, then Lixu thinks that her master, the ruthless demon, might have grown weak, and rumors going outside about him being poisoned might be true, and she wonders if she should send word to her second sister about his condition. Bai Qingling, with a menacing tone, asks why she is laughing, and does she finds her master funny. Fun Lixu's body language shifts to one of submission. She recognizes his evil aura, and he is still the same. She thinks she should have never angered him, as she does not want the evil rune etched onto her abdomen to activate and suffer the same painful punishment again. The master, noticing her hesitation, inquires about how her mission is going. Fun Lixu reports that she has successfully cleared the foothills of Haishu Mountain from any Righteous Path disciples, ensuring the demon-suppressing tower remains unsealed. The master praises her and instructs her to continue with her mission. When she was about to take her leave, he said there was something more. Fun Lixu is visibly anxious and wary of her master's unpredictable nature and asks if there is anything he wants. Then he brings up asking if she knows what day today was. She states she does not recall. Then the master reminds her of the significance of the day, stating she will enter the golden age of youth from today, which is she will be 20 years old. He states it has been 14 years, and even if no one in the world remembers, he could never forget the day when she followed him. The scene shifts to a flashback, to the snowy mountains, showing a younger Fun Lixu holding Bai Qingling's hand. Back to the present, he wishes her a happy birthday. This gesture leaves Fun Lixu visibly moved, reinforcing her dedication to him. The master then appreciates her character design and thinks that was how he remembered her birthday from the game. Surprised, Lixu thinks she was wrong for thinking about her master that way and cryingly takes her leave. Then he is interrupted by the system, which announces that he has successfully gained great love, awarding him 3,000 points. With his disciples pacified, the master feels confident in his control over the situation. He now prepares for the next phase of his plan, which involves a direct confrontation with Xiao Chen. The master is determined to crush Xiao Chen like an ant, using his enhanced abilities and the support of his loyal disciples. The first scene transitions to a new setting with disciples training in the courtyard of Kang Ming Sect's Yin Gui Temple. We then shift focus to two disciples engaging in conversation. The senior brother Xiao Chen appears distracted and deep in thought, and then the junior brother asks if something is wrong. Xiao reassures him and asks if junior brother delivered the gift Phoenix hairpin meant for junior sister Sen from Luo Temple. The junior brother mentions that despite giving the hairpin as instructed, junior sister Sen reacted unexpectedly. She not only rejected the gift but broke it in half on the spot. This revelation shocks Yao, who struggles to understand why she would go to such lengths to express her rejection. As Zhao processes this, his junior brother reveals more details. Junior sister Sen feared that accepting the gift might lead to misunderstandings with the person she truly cared for. Zhao, as if he has been attacked, dramatically falls to the ground. His junior brother is alarmed, rushing to his side, but he stands up and yells who dared to steal his crush behind his back. Next, we see the Bai Qingling, seated in a grand and ominous throne room. He contemplates his recent achievements, having re-entered the virtuoso stage due to a demon core's influence. He addresses his loyal disciple, acknowledging her contribution in providing the essential pill that aided his transformation. The disciple expresses her gratitude, clearly honored by his recognition. He then gives her permission to not stand in the ceremony and no need to use honorifics. Singer with alluring looks then states during the morning's events, where Xiao Chen attempted to gain favor by offering a gift to Zinger. She states she broke his gift, but she wished it was his body parts, which she should have broken. She further mentions she found amusement in Xiao Chen's failed attempt, mocking his blindness and presumption. Master calls Zinger to approach him. Zinger, looking slightly puzzled, questions if she has done something wrong. The master, with a stern yet curious expression, reassures her that it's not about punishment but something else. The master instructs Zinger to take off her shoes, which causes a moment of hesitation and confusion in Zinger. The master restates his request, emphasizing the need to inspect her for any demonic energy contamination. He further states this is based on the belief that the souls of a female demon cultivator might carry such dark energy. Despite her initial reluctance, Zinger complies with the master's command. She blushes and looks visibly embarrassed but proceeds to remove her shoes and show her bare feet. As Zinger reveals her foot, the master notices a significant mark on it, the miasma poison flower, a mark known to be from the demon farm. Shocked, he questions why she hadn't mentioned this severe issue earlier. Zinger, maintaining her devotion, downplays the severity, stating it was not worth troubling the master with. The master, realizing the gravity of the poison mark, contemplates a solution. Zinger, on the other hand, reiterates her unwavering loyalty to the master, claiming her life is dedicated to him and nothing else matters. Understanding the seriousness of the situation, the master decides to help detoxify the poison. He instructs Zinger to sit on his throne. Despite her surprise and initial resistance due to the throne's significance, she follows his orders. The master prepares to begin the detoxification process by sucking away the poison because he has poison nullification. He reassures Zinger of his intent to help her rid of the poison and restore her health. After successfully removing the poison, the demon lord advises Zinger that she should be fine now. Zinger, overflowing with emotions, was lying on the throne. Bai Qingling asks how long she intends to lay there, then she blushingly takes her leave. Then the system congratulates him for successfully spreading great love. He gets rewarded 2,000 points, making his total points 5,000. The demon lord then reflects on his skills and techniques. Most of his skills were unusable, and few skills such as pill refining, poison, beast taming, and alchemy techniques were usable. Finally, he decides to prepare for an impending confrontation with Xiao Chen. He plans to use his poison techniques, an especially prepared poisonous insect, to deal with Xiao Chen. Deep underground in a blood storage area, the Bai Qingling stands before a colossal, glowing structure. The prisoner notices Bai Qingling and states, "Demon, what do you want?" Bai Qingling grins and thinks that the prisoner has the face of a protagonist. He reveals originally Bai Qingling made him a prisoner because he wanted to make the prisoner his test subject. He further states only after Bai Qingling died, only then his identity would be revealed. The prisoner's name is revealed as Xiao Yi, the young warrior from the Kunlun sect. Bai Qingling acknowledged Xiao Yi as the last direct disciple of Yu Zhuzi from the Kunlun Taoist sect in the virtuoso stage. He praised Xiao Yi's Kunlun divine sword technique, calling him the true genius of the young generation of the righteous path. Xiao Yi, startled and defensive, demanded to know how he knew his identity. Bai Qingling's smile darkened as he revealed that Xiao Yi's junior brother, Xiao Chen, would soon come to find him. He pointed out that the two brothers were very close, suggesting that they could take care of each other. Fury ignited in Xiao Yi's eyes as he responded with a fierce threat. If the demon lord dared to harm a single hair on his brother, Xiao Yi vowed to hunt him down relentlessly, even if it meant becoming a vengeful ghost. Bai Qingling then proposes a high-stakes game. A proper battle, he announced, setting the terms: if the Xiao Yi wins, the demon will not harm any of them and release him. If he loses, he will be completely turned into the elixir. Bai Qingling unleashes his power states right now. Your abilities and mine are around the same level. We are both at the virtuoso stage. As the Bai Qingling makes his final statement, Xiao Yi shouts, "Fine. Come on. Let me out and I'll fight you one-on-one." Xiao Yi mocks Bai Qingling, stating he released him and even gave back his Taoist sword. He states he is more surprised to see that the demon lord has fallen to the virtuoso stage. His surprise quickly turns to mocking laughter, revealing his belief that the heavens favor him. As the scene progresses, Bai Qingling, with a calm and steady voice, corrects his opponent by saying it's a process of recultivation, not a fall. Xiao Yi declares that the past does not matter anymore, and that he is not interested in the secrets of someone who is going to die. Xiao Yi further states that his previous defeat was due to his lower cultivation level. Now, with both at the same level, he confidently states that defeating Bai Qingling will be as easy as killing chickens or slaughtering dogs. The combat begins with Xiao Yi initiating an attack using a powerful technique involving a combination of yin and yang. He channels his energy into an impressive display of swordsmanship, summoning multiple glowing swords that rain down upon his opponent. Bai Qingling, taken aback by Xiao Yi's skill, recognizes the technique as that of a protagonist in a story, capable of defeating everyone in the beginning stages. Despite Bai Qingling's recognition of Xiao Yi's strength, he remains defiant and prepares to counterattack, engulfed in a dark, swirling aura. The two engage in a fierce battle, their movements swift and powerful. The battle reached its climax as Bai Qingling delivered a decisive blow, throwing Xiao Yi. Then he stated that he must have found a weakness in Xiao Yi's sword formation. Xiao Yi, stunned and enraged, refused to accept his defeat, claiming it was merely a matter of luck. Bai Qingling, however, calmly pointed out that Xiao Yi's overconfidence was his downfall. Xiao Yi was suddenly swarmed by poisonous insects, the most venomous kind known. Bai Qingling revealed that Xiao Yi's earlier move had truly put him in danger. Either way, he was going to die, he stated. Xiao Yi is covered in deadly creatures, and Bai Qingling mocks him, stating Xiao Yi for thinking he could beat him by having the same cultivation level as him. Bai Qingling states that telling the truth in his final moments must count as spreading great love and questions the system about why he isn't receiving more points. He ponders whether it's because his opponent is a man or because he is destined to die in the story. As Bai Qingling stops to reflect, he realizes that familiarizing himself with casting the poisonous technique has been a slight gain. He contemplates the upcoming visit from Xiao Chen, considering the implications of revealing the current condition of his opponent to Xiao Chen. Bai Qingling wonders if Xiao Chen would still have the heart to kill him if he knew the truth about his brother. The scene shifts to a bedroom where Xiao Chen lies in bed, talking in his sleep, dreaming of a plea for mercy from fellow Taoists. He seems distressed, caught in a nightmare trying to protect the three sisters from the sect because they didn't accept them after the demon lord died. Xiao Chen tries to reassure them and calls master, but he is woken by sweating. He checks on his junior brother, who is still asleep and fortunately undisturbed by Xiao Chen's distress. Xiao Chen gets out of bed, reflecting on the sixth day and how the soul-eating poison in Bai Qingling's body should have reached its limit. He worries about Xinger's recent behavior and decides to check personally to ease his uneasiness. As Xiao Chen sneaks out, he encounters his senior brother, who questions him about his early departure. Xiao Chen makes an excuse about going to Tianyuan Lake for a walk and mentions he feels like eating fish. Izinger stands outside before the blood storage room during a storm, asking for permission to enter. Bai Qingling, seated on a throne, is curious and slightly concerned as he was not expecting her until tomorrow. He grants her permission to enter, sensing something might be amiss. Xinger, showing both respect and fear, explains that she is inexplicably worried and came to check on him. Bai Qingling, amused and curious, questions Xinger about her concerns. He asks if she thinks Xiao Chen could plot against him or if she believes he has become weak due to injuries. Xinger quickly denies these thoughts, clearly intimidated by Bai Qingling's power. Then he deduces the reason it might be due to stormy weather, which likely triggers her anxiety. Reflecting on Xinger's fear, Bai Qingling recalls the night her parents were killed during a similar storm. He realizes that such weather brings back traumatic memories for her. Xinger, breathing heavily, hesitantly expresses her wish to sleep with Bai Qingling for comfort, revealing her vulnerability and fear of thunder. When he is about to reject her decision, she moves forward and hugs him, stating she is really scared of thunderstorms. He again tries to reject her, stating only he could stay in the blood storage room, and if he makes an exception, his reputation as Lord will go down. But in the next frame, we see Bai Qingling and Xinger sleeping together. As they rest, Bai Qingling gains 2,500 points for spreading great love, making his total points to 7,500, which leads him to reflect on the conflict between his caring actions and his demonic persona. Suddenly, a disturbance occurs as lightning strikes, causing both Bai Qingling and Xinger to react in shock. Xinger clings to Bai Qingling, clearly frightened, while he holds her protectively. Xinger, meanwhile, feels a sense of profound gratitude and happiness. She thinks about how Bai Qingling, despite his fearsome reputation, showed her kindness and accepted her into his space during her moment of fear. She questions her worthiness of such happiness, feeling both overjoyed and unworthy at the same time. Bai Qingling, lying in bed, is surprised and somewhat irritated when Zinger touches him. He questions her boldly, asking if she understands the trouble she's getting into. Zinger, with a timid expression and flushed cheeks, explains that her hands and legs are cold and she was merely trying to warm up. Bai Qingling, initially stern, realizes she has no intention of advancing their intimacy and is simply seeking comfort from the cold. As he contemplates Zinger's presence and her earlier arrival, Bai Qingling realizes the timeline has shifted, which might indicate that Xiao Chen will come to kill him sooner than expected. He urgently tells Zinger to get up and prepares her for a crucial mission. The scene transitions to the outside of Yahello Temple, at the foot of a mountain, during a stormy night. A lone white horse stands amidst the rain. Xiao Chen, determined and resolute, ascends the steps of the mountain, shouting Bai Qingling's name and declaring that today will be the day he becomes famous by defeating the Demon King. The next day's scene begins with Tantai, the second sister, sitting in a tranquil setting, playing a traditional string instrument. She seems deep in thought, possibly reflecting on recent events. A woman with long blue hair and a confident stance, identified as Yi Hongji, approaches Tantai. She inquires why Tantai has been there as it has been 7 days, and if she does not want to see the demon's ending. Tantai, however, appears resigned and steadfast, stating that before she is truly separated from her master, she won't tolerate any disrespect or slander. Yi Hongji, understanding her sister's feelings, acknowledges her stance but urges her to reconsider. The scene then shifts to a mountainous landscape where Xiao Chen is seen utilizing a magical item, the transportation jade talisman, to arrive at a significant location without any guards figuring him out. He feels confident about his mission and his master's trust, expressing a mix of determination and relief at having finally reached this point after 10 years of hardship, and he thinks he does not need to be afraid cause he has a secret item given by his master. As Xiao Chen stands resolutely, junior sister Zinger appears. He is about to melt at her presence but thinks he must act cold towards her because of what she did to his gift. But as a man of culture, he could not get angry at her. He states, "So you finally started to notice me." Then Zinger states she was behaving that way because she was busy observing the demon's movement and trying to contact Xiao Chen would be dangerous. He then blushes thinking Zinger cares for him, but he states as it has been 7 days they don't need to worry anyone, they can just go together and kill the demon, making their name famous throughout the world. Zinger claims she is afraid, stating that demon is her trauma, and it will be hard for her to cast it away. But Xiao Chen unleashes his sword and states he will behead the demon and wash away her fears. Zinger then responds she will be relying on Xiao Chen. While he thinks she is cute and comes there to cheer him on, she maintains a dreadful expression. Then they move towards the stairs passage. Xiao Chen is deeply concerned if they are going the right way, because the secret weapon given to him by his master has been suppressed by an unknown power. He realizes that if this power continues to grow, he will not be able to release the full potential of the weapon. With a worried expression, he tells Inger that they cannot continue further down the passageway. He suggests returning to the last fork in the road and choosing a new path. She reassures Xiao Chen that there is no mistake in their current direction, as she has served the demon for many years and knows the way well. As they continue, Zinger asks if Xiao Chen trusts her, wondering aloud if he doubts her guidance. Xiao Chen, taken aback, quickly reassures her, urging them to proceed. They reach a grand entrance marked with intricate designs and a red glow. Suddenly, Xiao Chen spots something alarming. The large, red eye-like symbol on the door startles him, and he realizes they are in the presence of something powerful. Inside the chamber, they confront Demon Lord Bai Qingling. The atmosphere is tense as Xiao Chen recognizes the demon, shocked to find him still alive. Bai Qingling's sinister smile and imposing presence emphasize the threat he poses. Xiao Chen tries to stay calm, but his concern is evident. Zinger feigns panic, wondering if he has some way to nullify the poison, but Xiao Chen points out the symptoms of a deadly poison on Bai Qingling's hand. Xiao Chen attempts to reassure her, suspecting the demon is bluffing. Bai Qingling, however, starts chanting something they suspect is incantations, but in reality, it is his brother trying to warn him to run away. Xiao Chen, determined not to let the demon succeed, channels his energy for an attack. Xiao Chen, wielding his sword with glowing energy, charges at Bai Qingling, declaring he won't let him have his way. The battle is fierce, and Xiao Chen unleashes his Yin Gui sword technique. As the battle reaches its climax, Xiao Chen is determined to finish Bai Qingling, believing he has finally won. In a surprising twist, Bai Qingling changes his form to Xiao Chen's older brother, leaving him in shock. Thanks for watching. This was for today's part. See you all on the next part. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe to keep me motivated to upload new parts.